Hey everybody, here we are again in the control room of Dark Highway Recording, and we are continuing our series with how to record an album. We are going to show you today how we are recording the kick drum in the drum kit for this type of music. So let's go. Okay, here we are in Studio A where we are recording the blue drum kit right at the back of the room. You can see it there with all the mics on. It's got a lot of close mics, there's a lot of far mics, and it's got a single kick drum. And the kick drum is a 22-inch Tama kick drum. It's got two heads, the batter side head and the resonant head. For the batter side head, we're using a clear Power Stroke 3 that is tuned medium to low tuning. So it's producing a note, but the note is rather low, and it is actually in tune, so it is producing a note. Now, we do have muffling inside the kick drum, and that is a blanket. No fancy sort of, kick drum muffles. We found that a blanket actually works better. And then the resonant head at the front of the kick drum with a little hole cut in it, that is tuned very low. So it's actually not producing a note. It's almost flapping in the breeze. And that's pretty important actually, because we don't want the resonant head to actually produce a discernible tone or note for the type of sound we're going for. Okay, so here's how we're miking the drum. Here's how we're capturing the sounds. We've got a pretty basic setup. We've got two microphones on the kick drum. As you can see, we've got an AKG D112 that's inside the hole. It's not like sort of directly in the hole. It's sort of inside the drum, and it's not pointing directly on axis. It's actually pointing slightly off axis. It's pointing at the join between the batter head and the shell. You're still getting the click sound, but you're also getting the sound of the drum because the click sound is very, very bright, and you want a little bit of the drum sound too. So that's capturing that. That's going to be the majority of our kick drum sound. And then as you can see also, we've got a sub-kick mic. That's that speaker. It's a Yamaha monitor speaker that's 8 inches, and it's wired as a microphone, and that is 2 inches or so off the resonant head, and that's why we don't want the resonant head tuned to a note or a tone. We just want to capture that big push of air that you can feel in your chest. That's purely what it's there for. So that's how we're capturing the kick drum sound. Okay, here's how it sounds in a rough mix. Okay, so this is a full mix. Now, let's listen to just the kick drum. We're going to turn off all the other drum mics. And this is our kick right here, okay? We've got the two microphones. We've got the D112 inside the kick drum, and then we've got the sub kick on the resonant head. Now, let's listen to these. So the D112 that's inside the kick drum, this is what it sounds like raw. It's actually a pretty terrible sound. So if we add some EQ to it, we get this. Okay, and if we add some compression to it, we get this. Okay, now if you look at the EQ, so all I've done here is I've given it a boost at about 12K, I've given it a slight cut at about 1K, I've given it a substantial cut at about 300 cycles, and then we've completely rolled off the bottom end. So that's the EQ that we have. Very, very basic. That's what leads to the sound. Controlled, clear. You get a nice click sound, so you can turn that up to whatever your mix needs. Okay? Then you've got the sub-kick mic. So that's the second track right here. And this is what it sounds like raw. Just the sub-kick by itself. No EQ, no compression. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. It's very, very low. Okay? Now, the way we're going to eventually mix this in the final thing is your D112, your main kick mic, that's going to be EQ'd and compressed quite heavily because you want it to be controlled, you want it to be very clear. But the sub-kick, that's not going to receive any compression whatsoever. That's going to go into the final mix as is with a big dynamic range, and that's so you can just get that push of air behind your kick drum. With the two mics combined, it sounds like this. Okay, and then if you were to add all the other drum mics in a headphone mix, a rough mix, you get this. So there you go. Hopefully that helps people understand how to record a kick drum if you want to try this at home. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. See you on the next video in this series.